The remarkable gift I received by living like Elon. Today's episode is sponsored by Billy Keels Advisory Services. If you want to learn more about how to make your 99 optional, just go to makeitoptional.com. Once again, that's makeitoptional.com. The remarkable gift I received by living like Elon is for the corporate exec who feels like you have to keep a secret. You love what you do, you like your job, and you feel like you can't tell anybody. By the time you listen to this very brief episode, you're going to understand why the way that you perform as a high achiever, it's okay to feel the way you do about wanting to do something else at the same time. Because the thing is there's something very special and powerful about high performers that are multi-passionate people, because you are able to not only celebrate what you do, you are also able to move forward and faster than most people. And it's okay to be placed on a pedestal. You don't have to hide in shame. Because if I think about where I was in my corporate career, in the last 4 years were amazing. The last decade was really, really tight of my 26-year career, from like 16 years to 22 years, or to 16 to, what is that math? 22 years was kind of tough because I was doing two things at the same time, but I was enjoying both of them a lot. I liked one really a lot, and that was my corporate role. And I was really, really falling in love with this passion and building this business on the side. And then I started realizing, like, I should have never felt guilty about that the entire time. I just couldn't put my finger on it. But then I started realizing there are present day reference points that I want to positively arm you with, so that when you start feeling guilty about having and enjoying your role at your 9 to 5, and then from 5 to 9, you want to start to realize that it's okay to do something else, to be multi-passionate. Because the person that I started thinking about recently was the guy named Elon, right? Not only does this person have multiple businesses, SpaceX, XAI, Neuralink, Tesla, right? I threw them out there because I just want you to be crystal clear about who I'm talking about. But if he can be multi-passionate and proud of it, why can't you? That's the whole thing. Because if I started thinking of myself, like, I was really the successful one back in my corporate career. I was the one who was the reliable one. I was the breadwinner. I was the person who was there, was present, had high energy, was doing the things that needed to be done at home in the 9 to 5. And then, you know what? At the same time, I had this passion, and I knew I wanted to follow my passion, which was to build something to gain more control over my life and not be dependent on a corporate machine for my future. I was never against, and still not against, the machine. I just didn't want to be dependent on it. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we got a proof point. I just told you about it. So here's the thing. Like, I wanted to start to think about kind of what was happening in my life at that point in time. And yeah, I was definitely, I was performing at work. I was constantly on planes, trains, automobiles, believe it or not. And you know what? At the same time, I was following this passion, and I was super, super paranoid and scared about being found out. I did not want anybody to know what I was doing. It was one of those things like, hey, I can't talk to anybody at the office about this stuff, because if they find out, it's not going to be good for me. By the way, spoiler alert, it was all in my head. The thing is, these issues that I was making up in my head that I thought could happen in the future, well, they never happened. They never did anything other than to help to enhance or change my future. And it was kind of nonsense that I was afraid to tell other people, because I was performing and overperforming in my day job, just like you. So what the heck are you afraid of? And I'm not saying that. I'm asking you that question because no one asked me that question when I was going through what you're going through right now. You're overperforming. What do you have to feel ashamed of? What do you have to worry about, to fret about? And so I'm asking you now because it took me too long to ask the one question that made all the difference in the world. What was the worst thing that could have happened to me as a high-performing, high-caliber corporate exec who also had some passions outside of the office to build a business? Heck, people were going out running all day, running all afternoon, at the gym in the afternoon. You could do all these different types of things, or part of clubs. I just wanted to be able to build a business and hang out and invest time with my family. What was wrong with that? Right? There was nothing wrong with that. So the thing, once I asked myself that question, and I want you to really think about that because I want you to understand the remarkable gift I received by living like Elon. In just a second, I'm almost there. I'm going to share it with you because once I asked myself the question, I did what we always do. I like to sit down and I like to figure out, okay, well, what are the steps that I need to take to start to feel comfortable with this, to be multi-passionate? Because remember, this was back in the day. This was not like right now. I want you to break through. I want you to feel comfortable, confident that you can perform at the office and still be able to go out, be able to feel your passion and be able to create this additional reliable stream of income, right? I figured out what I needed to uncover and was getting crystal clear on uncovering that curiosity, being able to understand that clarity that I was looking for. And you know what? I even got to a point where having that clarity was the thing for me that made all the difference in the world. And if you can ask yourself one simple question. If you want to do that, just go listen to episode 406. You can check it out. It's going to help you. I actually dove into a whole episode. That's why I'm telling you that. But that was the starting point. And then from there, started to recognize, okay, well, now I'm clear. I'm know that I'm multi-passionate. I know that I want to be able to do these things. I know that I'm performing at the role in my day job. And at the same time, I wanted to be able to, because it's pretty normal, because you're in a highly paid, highly visible type of role. I wanted to protect my salary and my corporate alliances. That was the thing that was important to me. The second thing. And then I also wanted to go out and I wanted to be able to create my own unique concept. And when I talk about unique concept, like, what does that mean? Well, it means exactly what I talked about in episode 488. If you want to understand what that is and crafting your unique concept and feeling comfortable creating it and walking into it, go check out episode 488. You'll get a lot more detail there. It's going to be fantastic. And even after I went through these 3 different clear steps, getting crystal clear on what it was I wanted to do, protect my corporate role in the alliances, and also being able to craft and walk into my unique concept, I was still worried about what was I going to happen if I was found out, and what would people think, and what would they do? All of this internal self-doubt and negative talk that I want you to break through, which is why I'm sharing this with you, because here's the great part. When we get to what the remarkable gift I received by living like Elon, when it's crystal clear to you, you can start that today. You don't have to wait years in fear like I was at the point in time. I don't want that for you. I went through it. I paid full price for that suffering, and I want you to be able to get there faster, break through it, experience the remarkable gift of what it's like to perform in your role at the day job, and at the same time, be able to build that additional reliable stream of income. It is the thing that is going to set you free, because there's enough other stuff you're going to be dealing with. I promise. Ask me how I know. So the thing is once I got over that whole worrying about the reputation and all the stuff that was going to happen, you know what? I did find my place. It took me a while. It took me the great places. For me, what it meant stop accepting being part of the promotion process. It meant I was okay with being an individual contributor for the last 7 years of my corporate world, because I wanted to also contribute at the highest level that the role would allow me to do. Because remember, the role, that's what the corporate machine needs, is different pieces of the machine to fill certain roles. In my role, I felt very comfortable and was overachieving in the role. That's the point. For 7 years, I was never supposed to stay there that long, but I found my place. And you know what? Of those 7 years, I overperformed, meaning what the corporate machine needed me to do. 6 out of the 7 years, I overperformed against what was asked in my key performance indicators, KPIs. Taking a look back, it's really, really important. But that's not the thing that meant the most. And this is the remarkable gift that I received by living like Elon at that point in time, without having the benefit of reflection, which you get to do today, so that you get to your goals much faster, because you already have a POC, proof of concept. That's the thing that's important, is I could be okay with knowing that I could follow my passions and I would be able to build my own dream at the same time I was enjoying the security of the corporate life and relationships that I enjoyed so much. Yes, it's okay. That is the remarkable gift that I gave myself the ability to enjoy without having had at that point in time the reference of Elon, who is across every single outlet nowadays. That is, if you listen to the news outlets. And if you listen to my previous episode, you'll know exactly kind of what the benefit that I have by not being constantly stuffed in there in episode 518. That's the thing. That is the remarkable gift that I received and I want you to get to, is that it's okay to walk into your multi-passions, to find your passions, to build your dream at the same time you are continuing to overachieve in your corporate role. It's okay because you're doing what you need to do in the 9 to 5 so you can enjoy the 5 to 9. Oh, that feels good. Well, listen, here's the thing. And if it's not you, you know somebody who's struggling, they feel torn, they just feel like they have to keep everything a secret. You can't look to the left, you can't look to the right, you can't look up, you can't look down and have anybody that you can talk to. Share today's episode because there is someone they can speak to. There is someone that's been in the same path that they are on right now and can help to show that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Just move towards it. That's it. Share the episode, get on the phone, go from theory to practice, talk about how this episode is also helping you. And while you're doing that, this is a shocker. Surprise, surprise. Guess what I'm going to be doing? I'll be right here preparing for the next episode. So until then, go out and make it a great day. And thank you very, very much. Today's episode is sponsored by Billy Keels Advisory Services. If you want to learn more about how to make your 99 optional, just go to makeitoptional.com. Once again, that's makeitoptional.com.